is the best Android flagship of the year for purists and average consumers. With the lights off, we have a rectangle, but turn the lights on and we have a pretty good looking, no, I can't even lie here, this device looks decent at best. Honestly, it's not even that this device is ugly, it's just bland in comparison to other Android devices on the market and other main competitors. It just doesn't achieve a simplistic but pretty design. It goes for a two-tone design, which just misses in the white model I have here. The back looks okay, and the different textures actually help add grip, but the glass panel picks up fingerprints and smudges, and I know it's there to add antenna reception, but I feel like Google missed the opportunity here to add wireless charging in the glass portion. Flip the device over to the front, and we are greeted with even more disappointments. A large forehead and chin flank the display, and the chin really adds no functionality. You won't find off-screen buttons to accompany the on-screen ones like the OnePlus 3, or front-facing speakers, but instead it's just wasted, unaesthetically pleasing space. This is definitely extremely noticeable on the white model here, but on the black, it does a better job blending in. Still, I feel like Google missed the opening here to come up with a brand new line of smartphones that not only packed great software, but awesome standout hardware to accompany it. The speakers are mediocre at best, and they fail in comparison to yesteryear's 6P and even Apple's 7 Plus, which rocks one speaker up front and one on the bottom. To make matters even worse, on the Pixel, the speaker is placed on the bottom left corner, so it is in perfect position to be covered while watching videos, playing games, or doing practically anything in landscape orientation. The phone design isn't as bad as I'm making it seem. I just hold Google and HTC to a higher standard, as this isn't their first rodeo in making a smartphone. It isn't all darkness and frustration though. The Pixel gets a lot of other things right. The fingerprint sensor is the first one. It is fast, responsive, and perfectly placed. It pops open the display with a satisfying click, and once on, the display is absolutely gorgeous. The XL rocks a 5.5-inch QHD display with gorgeous colors, brightness, and sharpness. Android Nougat's flashy colors and swift animations are showcased on this panel, and in terms of the software experience, it is close to flawless. Swiping gestures take a more prominent spot this year, and a swipe towards the bottom of the screen replaces the aging app drawer icon. The software as a whole is starting to really mature and figure out who it wants to be. It still has a ways to go, but I see design improvements throughout the operating system, from a unifying circular shape in application thumbnails to a cleaner settings and pull-down menu. The operating system is stripped of its complexities from past versions, and in many ways it resembles the simplicity found in iOS. Google really is trying to make a new name for itself and separate the Pixel line from past Android horror stories. It really wants the general consumer that would typically go for an Apple iPhone to come over and look at the phone made by Google without any preconceived notions. This is seen through the advertising and the hashtag made by Google, alongside the fact that during the setup process, the word Android doesn't appear once. Even though the Pixel runs Android Nougat, it does pack some features unique to it that other Nougat phones don't pack just yet. The highlighting feature is of course Google Assistant. While some might argue that this is just Google Now with a new name, it does differentiate slightly from the older Assistant. It's more conversational than ever, so I can ask the questions like, who is Morgan Freeman? And then ask, how old is he? Without having to keep repeating his name. Another feature Google hit out of the park on this phone is the camera. It is one 12-megapixel sensor capable of 4K video and amazing photos. Judge it yourself with these sample images on screen now, but I personally love this camera. The sensor was quick to take photos even with HDR auto on, and the photos it produced were just as breathtaking as the speed it captured them in. Photos have a nice dynamic range, color representation, and depth of field. Speaking of depth of field, similar to the 7 Plus, the Pixel has a built-in mode to add a blur effect to the background. The Pixel's is software-based versus the Plus, which relies on the second camera and then software, but honestly the effect is more consistent and turned out better for me on the Pixel. It is however slower because the effect is added after the fact, and the Pixel also requires you to take the shot and then slowly move the camera up to give it enough information to then post-process the image and add a blurry background effect. After the shot is snapped, you can go in and edit the focal point to make sure that the subject is in perfect focus. The camera also performs pretty well in low light, but without OIS, the subjects sometimes turn out blurry. One area that doesn't take a hit from no OIS though is video. Google's electronic stabilization is amazing and by far the smoothest on the market. Videos look stable and sharp, and the phone is pretty consistent at keeping focus as well, although sometimes it drifts off to a different static subject. Regardless, overall, the XL has an amazing camera and it definitely holds up against other Android flagships on the market and the Apple iPhone 7 Plus. So that's the XL. It's a pretty good smartphone and it will definitely make potential iPhone buyers question their decisions, but it misses the mark on some levels for Android enthusiasts. It is a phone for the average consumer and Android purist, but if you're looking for more, I would take a look at the V20 as it may suit your desire for more unique niche features that Google just isn't offering. Thank you guys all for watching this video. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed and subscribe to see more content like this. If you want behind the scenes of the channel and to see some sneak peeks before covers come out, you can follow me on Snapchat right here, and all my other social medias will be linked down below. And if you want to see my thoughts on the Apple iPhone 7, you can click on this video right here. With all that being said though, I'll catch you guys all in the next video. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Bye.